They call it one of the longest and most puzzling missing person cases in American history. Jacob Wallace vanished without a trace at the age of 19. 15 years later, he walked into a police station, calm, clean-shaven, holding a manila envelope. What he said next would blow open a conspiracy, fracture a family, and expose a web of lies darker than anyone imagined. But where had he been all this time? And more importantly, who was he really? Jacob was a quiet honors student from Ashford, Oregon. He loved computers, rarely got into trouble, and was last seen heading to a part-time tech repair job at a strip mall 10 minutes from home. He never arrived. No signs of a struggle. No blood. No witnesses. His old Honda Civic was found parked near a bus station with his backpack and keys still inside. The police launched an investigation. Dogs, drones, helicopters. Nothing. For years, his parents held out hope. His face was on milk cartons, TV screens, missing person flyers. Tips came in from across the country, even as far as Mexico and Canada. Each led nowhere. Eventually, Jacob was declared legally dead. His family mourned. Ashford moved on. But someone had been watching, waiting. On a rainy Tuesday morning in 2024, a man walked into the Ashford Police Department and said, "I'm Jacob Wallace. I've been gone for 15 years. I need to speak to a detective." He handed over his fingerprints, sat down quietly, and waited. A quick scan confirmed what no one believed. It was him. But this wasn't the scared teenager they remembered. This Jacob was calm, cold, and he had a story no one could verify. He claimed he'd been abducted by a cult outside Sacramento, one that forced him to live off-grid, cut off from the world with other lost children. He said he escaped just 2 weeks ago, hitchhiked across states, and finally came home. But something was off. His story didn't add up. And in his manila envelope, photos, names, a list of bank accounts, and one chilling note: they're still out there. Police launched an investigation into Jacob's claims. They found no cult, no compound, no other escapees. But they did find something else. The names in his envelope matched the identities of 5 other teenagers who went missing between 2007 and 2012, all from different states, all presumed dead. One of the bank accounts had recent deposits from a private foundation that no one had heard of, the Shepherd Initiative, based in New Mexico. It was registered under Jacob's father's name. Jacob's father, a respected professor at a local university, denied everything. But the money trail told a different story. Investigators discovered that Jacob's father had once worked with a government contractor on a behavioral experiment involving youth rehabilitation. He claimed it was shut down, but Jacob insisted it had gone underground, and that his own father had helped hand-select vulnerable teens to be re-educated. He said he remembered being taken from the strip mall not by strangers, but by a man wearing familiar cologne, his father's cologne. Jacob's mother refused to believe it, but under pressure, his father's story started to unravel. Phone records, travel logs, emails scrubbed, then partially recovered. Was Jacob's father trying to save troubled teens? Or was he part of a secret experiment no one was meant to survive? Jacob's father was arrested and charged with unlawful detainment, conspiracy, and obstruction. But the courtroom was chaos. There was no physical evidence of a compound, no other victims, no trace of the Shepherd Initiative beyond digital breadcrumbs. The defense claimed Jacob had made the whole thing up, that he had run away, suffered from delusions, and now sought revenge. Jacob testified for 6 hours. His voice never cracked. His story never changed. He ended with the words, "If I'm lying, why'd he keep sending money for 15 years? The jury deliberated for 5 days. In the end, not guilty. There wasn't enough to convict Jacob's father. Jacob was devastated. The town was divided. Some believed him. Others called it a hoax. But in the weeks after the trial, 2 of the other missing teens from Jacob's list turned up, alive, and they told stories eerily similar to Jacob's. One of them even had the brand, the symbol Jacob had drawn during his police interview. Now, a federal investigation has been opened. The Shepherd Initiative may have been real after all. And if it was, what else is still hidden? Stories like Jacob's remind us of a terrifying truth. Not every monster hides in the shadows. Some wear suits, teach classes, shake hands at award ceremonies. If you or someone you know suspects illegal detainment, abuse, or psychological coercion, you have rights. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Talk to a legal advocate. And above all, speak up, even if no one believes you. As of today, Jacob has changed his name and moved out of state. He refuses all interviews. But one anonymous photo surfaced on Reddit. Taken at a small diner in Arizona, Jacob, sitting alone, staring into a laptop. On the screen, a map of New Mexico, and a single file titled, "Next Victim,